Hey guys, Rick Stone here from the website Our Stony Acres. Welcome to our Friday gardening tip, where we try and teach you a little bit more about growing food in your own backyard garden. Now, as you can tell, it is not really gardening season right now. It's cold, it's December, snow all over the place. If you look really close, let's go this way. There's some cold frames back there. We do have a little bit of produce growing in the cold frames and a hoop house over here. But for the most part, the garden is put to bed for the season. So I thought that I would talk to you about something a little bit different today. So before we get started on that, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification bell as well so that you get notice every time we release a new video. All right, so today we're going to talk to you about the Magic Mouse Box. Okay, and this is a mousetrap solution that we have come up with to help us control the mouse problem that we occasionally have in our yard and garden. Now you can't tell from here, but this wall back here behind you that you can see, on the other side of that there's a Walmart and a horse pasture. And the horse pasture isn't very well cared for anymore, so it actually attracts mice. And then in the fall, they like to come into our yard and into our cold frames and our hoop house and into our garage. And so we kind of have to work on controlling that. They also like to hang out in our compost bin. So now if you're looking for a live trap solution, this is not it. We're actually going to be using the snap traps, and so this is a kill trap solution. The other thing that you ought to know, I've been teaching people how to use the Magical Mouse Box for about 8 years now on the website, and every once in a while I get a comment from somebody that says, well, it's nothing but a stupid box full of mouse traps. And guess what? It is a box full of mouse traps. So let me show you. This is the Magic Mouse Box, and it's a 12 by 12 box made out of plywood and 2x4s so that it'll kind of hold up to the elements, and it's also kind of designed to keep livestock out. You can use it in a chicken coop. Dogs will leave it alone. I can't guarantee a cat's not going to try and put their paw in there. But it's basically a box with a lid, so it does have a lid here that you can open and close, and then it has 2 holes, one on either side, for the mice to go in. And so basically it's a box full of mouse traps, and we're just going to put a bunch of those mouse traps inside the box. Here's how it works and why it works so well. Mice like dark places with small entrances, and that's exactly what the Magic Mouse Box gives them, is a dark place with a small entrance. So you just put this box full of mouse traps with at least 4 or so mouse traps out where you've seen signs of mice, and they're going to be attracted to that. Go inside, snap, you got them. Okay, it works amazingly well. It's really silly for just a box full of mouse traps. It really works well. Just a few weeks ago, I was walking past my compost bin, heard a little rustling. I know I've got some mice out there, so I loaded up the Magic Mouse Box, set it next to the compost bin. Next morning, I had 3 mice that I had caught. And that happens all the time for us. We used to use it in our chicken coop all the time back when we had chickens. Worked really well there as well, and the chickens never bothered it. They stayed out of the box, obviously. So it's a really good solution that seems like it's just kind of silly and simple, but it actually works really well. Okay, so let me tell you how to build it. This is just a 12 by 12 box, and I just made it out of scrap. So I had some scrap 2x4s and some scrap plywood. It's actually not even plywood, it's a floorboard sheathing that I had laying around, and I just cut the floorboard into 2 12 by 12 pieces, and then the 2x4s, and it is important that you use 2x4s because the mouse trap needs to have that 3.5 inches for it to swing and to have that arc, and you don't want the mouse trap hitting the top of the box. So you need to make sure that you at least use 2x4s, and you're going to cut 2 12-inch 2x4s and then 2 8-inch 2x4s, and that will, when you put them together on the box, that will leave that 1-inch strip. Then I simply just turn the box over, and you're going to attach the 2x4s to the bottom of the box using a few screws. I like to pre-drill first, that way you don't you don't risk splitting the wood. So I would pre-drill the holes first, then just screw those 2x4s onto the bottom, turn it over, and attach the lid with some kind of hinge. It really doesn't have to be anything fancy. This was just a door hinge that I had laying around. You're going to attach that and you're ready to go. Then you're looking at maybe, I don't know, $5 or less worth of material to build that, plus however many mouse traps you decide to put inside. Now, I would think that you should probably put at least 4. I've tried 6 or 8 a time or two. The problem is that when traps start snapping inside that box and they're all that close together, they end up setting each other off. So you may only catch one mouse if you do that, because they'll end up jumping all over the box and setting the other ones off. So 4 seems to be good. I put 1 in each corner, and then just put it out in wherever you have seen mice. And it works especially good if you put it along walls, or in corners of buildings or chicken coops. I've even put it out one year. We had some mice, or maybe they were voles, that were attacking our tomatoes and chewing holes in our tomatoes, and I stuck them outside under the tomato plant and caught them. And so it works really, really, really well for such a silly little contraption. It's just a box full of mouse traps, but it really does work well. So great little solution for catching mice and keeping them out of your yard and garden. We keep one almost all the time loaded up next to our compost bin, a couple of other places in our yard where we know we have some mouse problems, and then especially in the fall, we usually keep a couple of them loaded up and in different places in our yard to kind of keep the mouse population under control. So really good, fun, silly solution that will take care of your mouse problems. All right? Okay, well, that's all I have for you for this week. Before we go, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you click that notification bell so that you get noticed the next time we release a video. All right, that's all I have. Everybody have a great week. Happy gardening.